Hello my dear students, sitting on the red soil, that means Rangamati. Now I am enjoying the grand ceremony of flora and fauna. Look at this scenic beauty of nature and listen its sounds and try to realize what our romantic Keats wants to say in his sonnet, The Poetry of Earth. The Poetry of Earth by John Keats. This is the poet John Keats. In our next session, we will discuss in brief the life of the poet John Keats. This is first 8 lines of the poem. That means this is the octave part of the poem. This part is divided into 2 quatrains consisting of 4 lines each. This is the first quatrain. Let's read now. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. The poem begins with a firm declaration that the poetry of earth is never dead. After this declaration, the poet tries to prove it in the later part of the poem. Here, poetry means voice or music of nature. The earth provides poetry in the form of various types of voices or music. Birds are the most prominent source of this music. So, Keats considers birds as the poets of nature. So, let us listen for a while the music created by the birds, that means poets of nature. How sweet the music is. They are creating various types of music. Enjoy it in full measure. No, not only the music. See the beauty of the poets also. How sweet they are. All these are beautiful poets of nature, creating beautiful poetry, that means music. But the summer sun is too hot. The birds find it difficult to continue their song. So they remain silent in the unbearable heat. The poet writes, when all the birds are faint with the hot sun. Faint. Let us see the meaning of the word faint. Faint means feeling weak and exhausted or tired. That means all birds become tired or exhausted. What do our beautiful poets, that means bird, do then? Birds hide in cooling trees to protect themselves from the scorching heat of the sun. Let us see what they are doing. They are making no noise, no sound now. No music comes from them. Let's see what they are doing. They are taking rest. The poet says, at this time, a voice will run from hedge to hedge. Are you listening the verse? Of course, yes. Now see the meaning of the word hedge. Hedge means a row of bushes or small trees. Yes, this is the picture of hedge. Watch it attentively. Now listen the voice and then we will try to identify the source of the voice. That means who are the next poets of nature. But before that, try to find out the meaning of the phrase new moon mid. The word mid means meadow, a piece or an area of grassland. Meadow means a piece or an area of grassland. And the word mown is the past participle form of mow. That means cut down with a scythe or machine. So the phrase new mown mead means a meadow or grass field mowed or trimmed recently. Grass of the field has been cut down recently, and this field is called new mown mead. This is the scene of new mown mead. Let us see it and listen the voice. And then proceed towards the next question, which will help us to identify the source of the voice. That means who are the next poets of nature. Yes, this is the second question. Let us read first. That is the Grasshoppers. He takes the lead in summer luxury. He has never done with his delights. For when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. So it's clear now to us that voice comes from the grasshoppers. That means they are the next poets of nature. So let's see the beautiful creation of nature. Who are the source of music in absence of bird's voice? They are the beautiful poets of nature now. Enjoy their song. That means enjoy their poetry. Grasshopper takes the leading part to continue the music of nature in absence of the bird's voice. He takes the lead in summer luxury. That means he plays the role of a poet. He has never done with his delight. It means his joy never comes to an end. When this object of nature becomes tired, he takes some rest beneath some pleasant weed. Beneath means under. Now let us see the weed where grasshopper takes rest. Yes, this is the weed. He rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. Weed means unwanted or wild plants. Octave part is complete here. Now we are going towards the final portion of the sonnet, that means sestet of the sonnet. The sestet begins with the same declaration like that of octave, that the poetry of earth is ceasing never. Yes, this is the sestet part. Now let us read it. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, from the stove there thrills the cricket's song in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost. The grasshoppers among some grassy hills. This stanza portrays the scenic beauty of winter. In the third line of this stanza, silence is mentioned. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence. Here, the word lone means solitary or having no companion, and the word wrought means created or made. Frost has wrought or made this silence. The fog has covered everything, and so an atmosphere of silence is created. Frost is a thin layer of ice. Let's watch it. Everything is covered with frost. No sound is there. But this silence is interrupted or broken by the song of an insect. From the stove there thrills the cricket song. When winter arrives, almost all creatures stop making any sound and seek shelter somewhere. The cricket is forced to seek warmth indoors, and his song gets louder as he finds more and more warmth. In warmth increasing ever. The listener of this song mistakes the cricket song as the grasshoppers. The poet says, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. This imagery says that a man sitting by the fireside, half asleep in the winter evening, listens the cricket song and thinks that this song comes from the grasshopper. Yes, this was our poem, The Poetry of Earth. Hope it is to some extent clear to you. In our next session, in Bangla. I'll try to bring more clarity so that it can remove any sort of monotony or boredom in our teaching learning procedure. Thank you all.